Just maybe.
Hello. Shit.
What have you done?
I'm not on the right screen. I'm not in the call.
Oh, you're on my server right now.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was on a DM.
Okay, I have got the stream up.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Now we are actually here.
It's been a hot minute since
It
we were last
has.
live,
It
huh?
really has.
It's been like, has it been 2 weeks or three? I can't remember.
Ugh. I'm not sure. Maybe 3.
It's maybe it is three. Let me check. Let me go on the page. Oh wait, never mind. That just shows
I
me.
think
There we
it's
go.
3 because I visited you like almost a month ago.
Has it really been that long already since you guys visited?
Yeah, it was the
That's
13th.
crazy to me. Though that's wild.
Yeah.
Chat, those that are active. I want to see messages from y'all today. Remember, if you're lurking, you need to at least leave a message every hour.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you do have to come out of lurking if you can. I hate asking you guys to do that, but it is what it is.
It is. Twitch is annoying.
But this week, we will get back to gaming. It has been a
Yes.
minute, but we haven't found a game yet.
I'm still trying to convince you to play Untitled Goose Game with me.
You are very hard driving that home.
It would
You
be
really want me
so
to play a
chaotic,
title goose
and
game.
it's free.
What is the aim? What is the aim of it? Like, what is the
To
point of it?
torment people. You go around tormenting NPCs as a goose.
Is that literally all
That
you
is
do?
literally the game. And you have
Is
like
it-
missions, but they're all to cause chaos and to torment NPCs. You get to steal shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And it's free on PS Plus, so and multiplayer. And I've never played it and I want to.
Okay, I'll consider it, but I'm not promising anything.
Even if we did it for one stream, like I don't think it needs to be a multi-stream thing, but I
It's
think it
just
would be
all of the
absolutely
co-op things
hilarious.
are coming out next year.
Yeah, next
There's
year we're
like a
gonna have a great
lot of
year.
them. Um, I just want the new Resident Evil. That's what I'm looking
Yes,
forward to the most.
me too. There's not a huge amount else on my list right now.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Right, I promoted. I know you've promoted in Pixel Pals, but I'm just double promoting just so people are
Cool,
aware.
cool.
They'll join in time.
They
Okay,
will.
so this week we're talking about my books,
Yes, yes we are.
and I have no idea what Amy's going to ask me. And then I think the next podcast we do will be Expedition 33, we plan to do
Cool.
in November.
Yes.
Because we're waiting for Ange to finish so we can try and get Ange back on. And then it was going to be a bit of a because when's the Game Awards? It's this month, isn't it?
Oh, I don't actually know.
When is the Game Awards 2025? December.
Oh, excellent.
So maybe we can get Ange on in a couple of weeks and we can talk about it before
Yeah.
the Game Awards comes out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So do you wanna give an intro to what today is properly? Because technically you're the main host today.
Yes. So, um, Jamie is a writer and I have questions.
I'm never putting you on the radio.
No, please never do.
You'd be in front of Taylor Swift or like Beyonce, and be like, they are a singer, and I have questions. And they'd be like, well, yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, no. It's
Exactly.
it's it's valid as valid.
I'm being right to the point.
You make a good point.
Yeah.
Amy is blunt as hell.
Amy is tired, so Amy is unhinged.
Oh, you finally removed Ange's name?
I did. I've only hidden it though, so it's technically still there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I
If we get down on it at some point again, we probably have to put his in yellow.
did that last time.
Oh, did you
Hmm.
actually? No, did you?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should all have our own individual colors.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. I can change that.
But anyway, Amy, you have
I
questions.
do have questions. I have many
But
questions.
do you even know what my book series is called?
Does it have an overarching title?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
it's
Um,
literally in the server.
I know it's Journey's Horizon, but I didn't know if that was just the name of the first book or whether
That
it was.
it's the whole series is called Jenny's Horizon.
There we go. I do know the answer.
Yeah, but like you need to plug it, you know?
Yeah,
It's been a minute. All right, guys, we're trying.
we're trying.
Go ahead, carry on.
Okay, okay. Are we ready for questions? Is that what you're wanting?
Sure.
Okay. My first question is why this story?
What?
Why
That's your first question is
yeah,
why this story?
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to be a bit more specific?
I did not write anything more specific. I wrote why this story. Um
Um, I just well, I guess it's such a broad question. So I guess I've had so for those who might not know, me, Amy, AJ, and my partner, we play a game called Final Fantasy 14. And this is before I got with my current partner, but I've always wanted to write a story about Rune, I guess, and the group. And I guess you could technically. I mean, I wouldn't class my books as fan fiction because even though it is, it isn't to me because it's its own
yeah.
story, rather than just like me using everything from their world.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I don't know. It just came to me randomly. Like I'd always think about it when I'd listen to like gaming soundtracks or something. I'd always think about like
Mhm.
scenarios of battles, and so I was just like, this would make a really good overarching story. Plus, I also like to write a lot about death because I'm still trying to come to terms with it as a whole, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of why that's why it exists.
Entirely valid.
Mhm.
Who is your favorite character to write for?
Um, hmm. Out of the trilogy, who's my favorite to write for? Like
Yeah.
out of all three books, or like a specific book?
Yeah.
Which one? Like overall?
Yeah.
Um, I really like writing for Nero,
Mhm.
but I really love writing for Toot because Toot is not this like we all know who Toot is, but
Yeah.
Toot in the book is completely darker and completely different.
Yeah.
And his journey from like book two to into this book is quite a traumatic journey.
Yeah.
And his backstory hasn't fully been dived into yet.
Yeah.
My vocals are everywhere right now, and I don't know why. I have not been singing today, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going through puberty again.
We love that.
Uh, so two overall, but Nero's kind of edgy, you know?
Yeah.
So those two specifically
Yeah.
are my favorites.
Do you want to give a brief summary of the series?
Sure, it's gay, don't read it. No.
You're doing so well today.
Um Jenny's Horizon is a story of a group of characters who are okay, how do I explain this in a really cool way? So it starts off with like everyone is in their own place.
Mhm.
So everyone's stories all come together at the end of the first book, leading into like the second, but everyone splits off again. And it's about a group of people who are adventurers, and this entity comes out of nowhere and basically is angry because Rune defied death.
Mhm.
And instead of just dealing with Rune, she goes around punishing everybody else And basically, she brands you and she kills you. Um, and Rune's been branded since the first book, and he's still not dead. But it's coming. I'm just kidding. Um, but if you want the complexity, but you said a brief scenario, so like I can't give you the full complexity of it unless you ask me to. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
Um, it involves like multiple timelines and different. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But the overall story is a group of people end up in a war against death and death's demons, I guess,
Yes.
to keep the world alive.
Yes. So basically, a bunch of people save the world
Well,
or
it's
try
not
to.
finished yet,
Yeah.
so we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Who is
I
your?
do.
Yeah.
You
Well, I should
don't.
hope you do.
Me too.
If you didn't, I'd be a little bit concerned.
Honestly, it's kind of like me to not remember what I'm
I
doing.
mean, fair point.
So,
It's also like you to go, oh, this is the last book. Oh, no, wait, I started writing five more.
right. Listen, can I just defend myself on this point here, right?
Yes.
Listen. If you hear fireworks going off on my end, I
It's bonfire
apologize. It's
night.
bonfire night, and so everyone's celebrating with fireworks, and it's fine. It's fine. So, listen, I wrote the first book in 2022.
Yep.
I wrote the second book in
Uh
2023, and
huh.
then I took a year out last year because I was like, I'm gonna take a year before I get back into like
Yeah.
writing again. I started this year focusing on the third and final book of the
Hmm.
trilogy, and then I ended up writing. I wanted to make the third book special, so I
Yeah.
wrote a side novella which is set in a different timeline. Um, that is part of Rune and Nero's story without saying too much. And wrote it and finished it, and it turned out it was far too many pages to be a novella because I'd wrote like 150
Yep.
pages, and I was like, that is no, we need to shorten that down. So I cut a lot of shit out of it.
Hmm.
And then I was like, but this needs a sequel. And then I finished that sequel, and I was like, but it needs another one. So the novella has three books to
Yep.
it.
Hmm.
And then look, I get carried away,
You do.
but it's also, I think, writing this third book in the main series has been a challenge.
Yeah.
I'll get more into that later. It's just been hard.
Yeah. Who is your least favorite character to write for?
Uh, hmm. Oh God, this is gonna sound so bad because she's so important to the plot. Um, I had a really hard moment in the second book with Astra.
Yeah.
I love her character because she's so
Yeah.
important to the overarching story, but there was something about the second book, and I know Charlie's like lurking, but he will tell you I complained so much
Uh huh.
about writing for her
Yeah.
because sorry, give me a second. She annoyed the fuck out of me because she's so complex.
Yep.
But she was meant to have more in the second book than what she got, bless her, and I just cut a bunch of her shit down.
Yeah.
And so I have to say Astra. And I feel so bad saying it because I actually love the character, but she's my least favorite to write for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't. I didn't say least favorite character. I just meant least favorite to write for. Sometimes you just have a hard time writing for certain characters. It doesn't mean you dislike the character.
Basically, right, I have on my phone, in my notes app, I have the entire series in my notes app, like
Yeah.
each book, each section of the book, who gets what chapter,
Yeah.
and what everyone's names is, places, just so I'm on top of
Yeah.
everything. And so the way the books are written, so people know, is through viewpoints. Um, the novellas aren't; they're written differently. But the main series is written from different viewpoints. So one chapter would be, say, Aurora, and then the next chapter could be Rune, the next chapter could be Nero. Sometimes it'll be joint, so it'll be like Rune and Nero get a chapter together, and it like splits off to like a POV.
Yeah.
It's obviously that's not new or niche. People have been doing it for years, but I just figured the best way to do a book full like with a massive cast that I have is to split each section into its own thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you've noticed, I know you haven't read it all,
I have
um,
not.
but chapter 10 of each book is always a character who
Yes,
isn't a main
I
POV
have noticed
character.
that.
And that's because I always make that like a long chapter, and so that that person gets a bit more time
Yeah.
in the universe. But I got to like the second book, and I was going through the chapter list, and I was like, I need to cut Astra down because she had too many
Yeah.
chapters. But that's because she's so complex.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, yeah, sorry, carry on.
What was the most heartbreaking moment to write?
Oh, I really wanted to write a bunch of sex scenes, but like my publisher was like, no, no, I'm kidding. Oh, most heartbreaking scene to write. I haven't got there yet. As in, I have, but you haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
But if it's out of the books that have been released, I think uh, it has to probably be Rune in Nero's arms at the end of the second book,
Oh.
dying basically. That was a lot, and then Evelyn's death. Oh, spoiler alert! Evelyn's death.
Yeah.
It's a very quick and very sudden, but to me, it hurt.
Yeah.
But it makes sense for the plot.
Yeah.
But it hurts because you can't have Astra and Evelyn
Yeah.
at the same time. So one of them had to go, and it can't be Astra.
Yeah.
So
You ready for my unhinged question of the day?
oh God, sure.
If each of the main characters had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh my God, Amy, do you know how many characters I have?
I said main characters.
Yeah, do you know how many main characters I have?
Then that's a lot of songs.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, that's. Oh, can you re-ask me that one at the end? Because
Okay.
that's a lot to go through. A theme
Okay.
song,
Yeah. That like encompasses their personality.
brother. I feel like I feel like Ashes would be Enya's Sail Away or In a First World because it's funny because she's just in her own world. I think Runes would have to be some kind of badass anthem. I don't
Yeah.
know. Probably the Dawn Trail theme song.
Yeah.
Same with Nero, they'd share it. Jacob would probably be like, oh, it'd have to be like a problem child song because he's quite a problem child. Um, a lot of the songs I have in my head in a playlist, but I don't have the names of them.
Yeah. I feel like
Because
you should
they're not
share the
like
playlist.
I will when the books are out. I
Yeah.
haven't. I don't want to. It spoils things
Okay.
otherwise. Um, but yeah, I'd have to seriously. That is unhinged and a very good throw off question because I don't know what the fuck we're talking about
You're
now.
welcome. I wrote these questions after waking up from a 4 hour nap. Um, can you tell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Um, hey, it's always good to throw people off.
Hmm.
Is there anything you wish you'd change
What with the story?
with anything?
I wish so. I wish I could go back and rewrite the first book,
Yeah.
in a way that I write now,
Yeah.
but I had to have a learning curve.
Yeah.
If I could change anything, it would probably be give Jacob less time in the first book.
Yeah.
Because Jacob has a lot of chapters in the first book, like a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but he was so the way I've tried to do it is like Rune is my character,
Yeah.
so I don't want it just to be about Rune. So the first book is quite carefully crafted that way
Yeah.
because he's in it, but he doesn't really have a huge moment,
Yeah.
and his chapter doesn't start till chapter
Yeah.
16. Um, I would also probably make the Shiva battle a lot more
Yeah.
intense. I think
Yeah.
I think the Ifrit battle was really good, but I think
Yeah.
the Shiva one could have been a bit different.
Yeah.
But I only wrote the Shiva battle to kill off somebody, so
Yes.
rip.
Yes, Rip. Where did the inspiration come from?
What for the book?
Yes.
Um, Probably. Well, I mean, FF14 really, but
Obviously, yeah.
I've always been quite a tragic writer in terms of the things that I write are usually not happy.
Yes.
Um, just listen to my music. Uh, but I think writing from a place of pain is
Yeah.
really cathartic, and I think
Next
the inspiration
podcast,
just I
Jamie's
will
music.
never. We've already talked about my music.
Oh yeah, but in specifics.
Part two.
Yes.
Um, no, I think Death was a massive inspiration because
Yeah.
it was written at a time. I wrote the first book like not long after my brother had passed, and then I started writing like the second book and third book right after I found out my other brother's cancer, and then he obviously passed away.
Yeah.
So death has been a massive inspiration for me in this book because it's kind of like I think my inner turmoil with war, like
Yeah.
death. And if we could all fight death and kill it off, we would.
Oh yeah.
But that's kind of where it comes from. It's a very dark place. But overall, yeah, FF14 was a massive inspiration
Yeah.
for like, because once you get involved in that universe, I know Ange isn't here right now, but
Yeah.
like Ange would say the same thing. Once you get involved in Final Fantasy 14, it eats you alive,
Yeah.
especially when you first start playing. It's a very amazing experience,
Yeah.
and it made me want to write a book.
Are
And
we
I was always a screenwriter before the
mhm.
book, so
Are we gonna get a cameo from Anja's character in the third book?
what plum?
Yeah.
Um, I'd have to ask Ange if that's okay with Ange,
It
but that would be kind of badass,
would be
right?
pretty great.
Should I message her now?
Yeah, do it.
Watch, hang on. Hey, Ange, can I put Plum as a cameo in my third book?
I think it'd be great.
If she says yes, that's gonna be
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah. He's gonna be the random chapter.
Hey, that's the question if Plum would make a cameo.
Just have the miscellaneous chapter be from Plum's perspective, and this random Lalafell comes up to him and like asks him for directions or something.
And I was like, I need to ask Ange's permission. It's fucking rude. Like, do you know the directions of so and so?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty funny.
Before we continue, if I know anything about writing, which is next to none, I will allow it. Uvu. Oh, there you go.
Hell yeah!
Um. Also, I'm lurking. Oh, thanks, Ange. I didn't know you were lurking. I
Thank you,
thought you were busy.
Ange.
I wouldn't have been mad because you've had a hell of a flight.
Rest up. Oh my god,
Yeah,
rest.
appreciate you. I would have been mad if she missed today, to be honest. She had a hell of a day yesterday.
Yeah, I assumed she was asleep.
Look. Oh, hi, Ange. Yeah, I assumed
Ah!
Ange was napping.
Yeah, I honestly assumed that Ange was just going to spend the entirety of today asleep.
I would, honestly. I don't blame her if she does.
Yeah.
So you'll plan your story out in your head, and then when you sit down to write, suddenly your brain decides. So the thing is, right, the way I write, actually, is that a question before I say that, or is there a question about
No,
my writing style or no?
no.
Okay. So the way that I write is freeform. So I don't plan out what my chapters are going to be. I just plan out whose chapter it
Hmm.
is. And then I make sure that I do put key points down on what I'd like to achieve, but I have to make sure that it's done correctly.
Yeah.
But it's just for AJ's thing. So a lot from the original plot is it's gone.
Yeah.
It's not in the book. Rune was never supposed to be with who he is with,
Yeah.
so that so there's that. I will be reading an excerpt from probably the novella today.
That is one of my questions. So,
But anyway, carry on.
um, have there been any Easter eggs that you've written in and hoped people notice?
Easter eggs in terms of what? Like my next
Like,
projects and stuff?
yeah, so you've written it in, being like, this is a really subtle reference to something, or
Yes.
like an inside joke that you're just hoping people see and notice.
Not so much an inside joke. There is something. in the second book that I'm surprised that actually no one's gotten to that has read
Hmm.
it. And I'm surprised AJ didn't, but it's hinting at a spin-off. I just won't say what that spin-off
Excellent.
is. But I think it's hard to put Easter eggs in a book compared to like
Yeah,
music
yeah,
because you can't really just throw in something
yeah,
random that doesn't make sense to the plot, you know?
yeah.
And the hardest thing about writing is not to give away your entire plot in your
Yep.
like your first
Hmm.
sentence. And people do that a lot and they have to go, "Oh, I need to go back and redo this."
Yeah,
And it's something I've learned for sure. I think I've learned better pacing.
yeah,
Um, I think my novellas are a lot better than my trilogy in
yeah,
terms of writing. But that's because I finished the novellas recently and I haven't. I
yeah,
mean, I'm going back and re-editing and rewriting the third one to certain points, but
yeah.
I think the novellas are just better.
I've got another unhinged question I've come up with on the spot. Um,
Yeah.
okay. So, if your books were to be adapted into another form of media,
Mm.
so film, TV, theatre show, radio drama, video game,
Yeah.
what do you think would work best and why?
An animated movie would be fucking
Yeah, would
fantastic
it be great?
because there'd be so much you could do,
Yeah,
and I would love to voice act for Rue.
yeah,
Because I think I could do it really well. Obviously, because it's me, but like,
yeah.
not wait, that sounds cocky. Not because it's me as an actor. I mean, because the character is meant to be me.
Obviously, yeah.
Um, I also think a video game could work.
Oh, yeah.
A theater show probably couldn't work because there's too much in there.
Yeah.
Now, if I did a Journey's Horizon musical,
Oh my god.
that could be something.
I'll write the orchestra parts right now.
I'm already planning a musical with Casey Musgraves music. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
let me be.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm coming for the EGOT.
they made Hunger Games into a theatre show, so it's not beyond the
What?
realms of possibility.
What? I'm Googling this. You're lying.
I'm not lying. It's just opened.
How does that
Well, I
work?
don't know. All of the seats in the arenas are like district labeled, so you choose which district you want to sit in.
Is it like just the first one, or is it combining all of
Honestly,
them?
I don't know. I might have to go see it just out of intrigue.
Wait, they're doing a Hunger. I can see it now. It's not out yet, though, is it?
Yeah, I know someone that's seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had major technical issues on like the first night.
I mean, I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
cool. I'm surprised. I don't know how that will work,
No,
but
I have absolutely no idea. I'm gonna have to like look into it because I'm really intrigued.
I need to see the reviews. Has there
Yeah,
been review?
I mean, there's got to have been. It's been out for at least a few weeks now.
Apparently, it's booking until October 2026.
Yeah, they normally do them on a year first.
There's like, is there a Wikipedia page for like the reviews or like 2 weeks ago? Apparently, it's extremely book accurate, and there's a few cheesy winners that were added in, but based on other reviews, apparently it's meant to.
Oh,
Oh, so there's so far they've only been doing
yeah, I
previews,
think it's still in previews.
so they can edit things out that
Yeah,
don't work. Some acting falls flat. The choreography is incredible. The bloodbath scene was my favorite.
we are
This is
looking at the
theatre,
same
so it's a
review.
different vibe. Are you on Reddit?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it sounds like a very interesting
yeah.
experience,
If it ever
to
goes
be
on
to be
sale,
honest.
I might have to go watch it.
Oh, do you know what? I know this is so like not relevant to the Hunger Games thing, but back to the podcast.
Uh-huh.
I've just thought, like, could you imagine if Plum shows up with like a battalion of people fighting in the
Oh my
final
god,
battle?
yes.
Just this like badass dragoon comes out of
Yeah.
nowhere. And it's like,
Yeah.
what's your name? Plum Sauce Cobbler, bitch. Remember it, and then dives off. Oh my God, I could do. I'll talk about that later. But I have books like spin-offs planned.
hmm
Could you imagine a spin-off with Toot and Plum? Oh my God, that'd
Oh
be
my
so
god.
cute.
That'd be amazing.
A fucking Bun Boy and a Lalafell, a Bard
Yeah.
Lalafell and
Yeah.
a fucking Dragoon on little adventures.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on with your questions because you've got quite a few of them.
You're about halfway through actually. Um, what was your?
How'd you half 17?
I said about.
Oh, okay.
What was your favorite moment to write?
My favorite moment to
Yeah.
write? Oh, haven't got there yet.
Is it going to be the end?
No. So the reason why I've delayed the third book is because Rune's chapter is going to be extremely fucking
Yeah.
long because there's so much to put into it. The whole Naldthal
Yeah.
situation, the Far Plains. I think I did FF10 justice in the
Mhm.
novellas, and it only plays a little bit into this book,
Yeah.
in terms of the Far Plane, but that's about it. But I feel like it's gonna be my favorite thing. But if it's something I've written so far, it has to be. I think Nero and Rune's fight in the second book was pretty fun to
Yeah.
write because it's pretty fucking it's badass.
Yeah.
Nero kicked his ass,
Yeah.
but so the way I've done it is Nero is completely strong
Yeah.
because without spoiling too much, he's not really human.
Yeah.
But if I was to put Rune against Nero in the third book, Rune would win.
Yeah.
But Rune's not in his like I guess final form yet.
Yeah. What's your
But
favorite
yes.
like type of moments to write? So do you prefer like the action moments, the sad moments, the happy moments, which we all know is not going to be the happy moments?
Jesus, I'm not that depressing. Um, Hi Ashley, thank you for lurking. I
Hi.
super appreciate it. First time
Thank you for
chatter.
the
Ashley,
follow.
thank you for the follow too. Appreciate you. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate you. What was I saying? What did you ask me again?
Your favorite type of moments to write?
I hate it. I'll be honest, I hate the action scenes.
Yeah.
I hate them. Um, I appreciate that. Thank you for stopping
Yeah,
by.
we appreciate you.
Um, yeah, I hate writing the action sequences because they're just I love writing action sequences for scripts because
Yeah.
it's easier. But I
Mhm.
write it for a book, it's so much more complex
Yeah.
because you have to really describe what's happening.
Yeah.
But my favorite moments have to be the emotional ones,
Yeah.
like when a character is like breaking down or
When you can like
just
get stuck in.
my favorite moment, I'll tell you right now, my favorite moment that I've written for the third book so far, and this is going to surprise you, is Aurora's chapter.
Hell
She
yeah.
has a chapter where she has a vision of like what's going to happen and
Yeah.
like what the outcome could be. And she has this really like tender moment with Rune in this like future sequence. And without giving away too much, obviously, it was heartbreaking to write. It's not
Yeah.
like sad, but it's just like when she comes out of the vision, she's like, I really have to protect my
Yeah.
nephew.
Yeah.
And so I really have to stand up and do the right thing here.
Yeah.
Because Aurora was, I'm sorry, she was so annoying to write for. Um,
Oh, you nailed
she
her
did not
character though.
she did not get a chapter in the second book, I don't
Yeah.
think. Nothing against her. She took a back seat in the second book.
Yeah.
In this one, she's a lot more active, but
Yeah.
she's a lot less bitchy as she is in the first book. Um, which I know is accurate to who she is as a
Yeah.
person. Which in the novella, she's in that too, and I think her novella entrance is pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think Aurora's scene has been my favorite because it's by far been the most emotional.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of depth to that scene.
Yeah. Do you regret anything?
Writing everything. Getting involved with book writing. I regret. Hmm, I think I already answered it earlier. I think I regret giving Jacob a lot of time in the book, but nothing against his character because I actually
Yeah.
really like his character. And he's nothing like who it's based off.
Yeah,
That's just him
I had a
trying to
major
power and epic.
problem separating those.
I for those who know who Jacob is based off of, it's hard to separate the
It's
person from the
really,
character, but
really hard.
his character is nothing like what the
Yeah.
person was. Um, See, I think I regret not giving Nero more time in the first book.
Yeah.
But he was always supposed to be more introduced into the second book anyway.
Yeah.
Um, I would have liked Nero to have more time, I think, in the
Yeah.
first book. Because he's definitely complex, but he's getting his own book, so
True. True.
can't really complain.
Jamie just casually leaking next books. What was the hardest thing to write?
The novellas.
Any reason?
Um, I guess the hardest thing was I really wanted to change. So I'm so used to the POV writing style.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that
Yeah.
for novella. Like it's not even got chapters. It's just
Yeah.
a linear story, but it does cut from Rune to Nero. But
Yeah.
that's very clear. But it's not like split into different chapters with
Yeah.
POVs. It was the writing style was harder because I tried harder. Because I
Yeah.
wanted it to sound way more professional, and I think it sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, I know you haven't read it yet, but when I read like the first bit later on,
Yeah.
I think people might actually really like it.
Yeah.
I did ask Ange to read it, and I know Ange still hasn't read it yet. The only reason Ange has it is because I wanted her feedback
Yeah.
on the FF10 element. So I know there's a lot of fan fiction out there for FF10. I know FF10, like we don't really count like the play, like the audio drama and the second game too
Yeah.
much. So I've tried to keep it in line with what we believe that we've
Yeah.
played in 10 and how the story should have just been left alone.
Yeah.
Because FF10 on its own without 2 is great, you
Hmm.
know. If you like 2, that's great. You know, if you like it, that's I respect it. I personally just don't like what I played of it and I don't like what I saw on YouTube and how
Yeah.
I just
It's
don't
a
like
fun
I
game.
don't like I'm sure it's yeah, I'm sure the game mechanics are fun. I just think the story just ruins what the
Yeah.
first one was.
It has a really great combat system.
But
Um.
just a really shit story.
Yeah. It has more of a job system, and it's really cool. But you can't like compare it with the first one story wise. It's not like gonna be like the deepest story in the world, but it's fun. And
Yeah,
annoyingly, the
I just
combat system is really great.
yeah, I just think that when we create something, and this is just not me, like in general, I think if we create a piece of art, right, and it's really well received,
Yeah.
why does our mind go sequel, sequel,
I don't
sequel?
know.
I get it from a game company point of view. I understand from Square
Yeah.
Enix that money, 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 money. We need more money, so
Hmm.
let's ride the wave.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like when an artist, for example, Chappelle Roan, when she drops an album and she's like it picks up with a lot of traction and now she's super popular because
Yeah.
that album was out for a while before she became
Yeah.
popular. And then they were like, okay, drop music videos, drop this, because
Yeah.
you're riding that wave, you know? No shade on her, by the way.
Despite the fact she was actually dropped from her record label and had to like release her
Which
album.
is which is wild
Yeah.
to me. But I'm not the biggest fan of her. I do like the Subway, and I think she can genuinely sing.
Yeah.
I think her music is decent for people who like it, but the person behind the music I'm not fond of, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So riding that wave on release is, you know, is important. Same with Sabrina Carpenter
Yeah.
or Charlie XCX. When Brat came out, it was super popular. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, let's drop a remix version. Let's drop this.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? You're riding the wave. So I think when you make a really compelling story, and I think we need to say to ourselves, is it worth riding the wave or just riding the
Yeah.
wave out with the only story that we need?
Yeah.
Do we need to add more? There shouldn't have been an X2 and there shouldn't have been a 3 with the drama. Like, we didn't need
Yeah.
all of this audio drama bullshit and they ruined everything with the whole Tidus story.
Yeah.
And so I try to keep to the original timeline of 10 in my novella,
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to circle back to. Um, I always envisioned my book series as a trilogy. I
Yeah.
said it from day one. I could see three of them. I did not expect to be writing a third novella. They're just that was just for fun, you know, and I don't know if the second novella and the third novella will see the light of day. It might have just been something I've
Yeah.
done for fun. Um, but you know, I think if I wrote a side story to something else, like a standalone story in a different universe, and that picked up, you know, like I said, I'm sure there's a question in there about my future projects, but
Yes, there
there's
are.
a project that I'm working on the side that I'm going to focus on after I finish all of this Journey Horizon mess.
Hmm.
Um,
I
that is
love that
about
you
me,
called it a mess.
because it is a mess. In my head, it's a mess.
Hmm.
The books aren't, but in my head and the notes, it's a mess because I need to get it. I'm so done with it. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Um, so you know, other works that I do, I'm not planning sequels for, even if you guys love it. I think just having something is enough, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not a big sequel guy, really.
You've got to find where it naturally ends.
I think if your story has a really good ending, why do you need to make more of it?
Exactly.
I think you're just diluting your
Yeah.
plot. You know, it's like with Harry Potter, I think the seven, which by the way, it's such a miracle we got Harry Potter out of nowhere. Like, I don't know how we got it, but I'm glad that we have
Yeah.
it. Um, so anyway, all shade, all tea. Um, I think 7 books was enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why we have a cursed child. I don't know why we have an eighth story.
Yeah.
I understand, even if it's great on the West End, which I'm sure it is.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
I've read the script and I don't like it because I got the script version of the book. It was just fan fiction to
I've
me
seen
at
the
that
show.
point.
I have not read the script.
Well, you've seen the show, so you know what's in
Yes.
the script. Um, I'm sure it's brilliant on the stage, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it was necessary to do an eighth story.
But also, the Cursed Child is split into two.
Yeah, I know that.
It's
Part
two
one and part two.
shows. It's too much for one day. I did it in one day. 7 hours
Well,
of theatre.
don't they usually like do part one evening and part two the next evening?
Unless you go on a Saturday.
Oh, they do like
They do
morning and evening.
afternoon, evening. Yeah.
Oh,
And that theatre has the most uncomfortable seats. And so I was just like crying in pain because no one above 5'2" can fit in those seats.
wasn't there a break?
Yes. But
How long
still.
was the break?
A couple of hours, because it finished about first one finished about 5:30, and then the next one started at 7:30. But it's still 7 hours in a theatre
Yeah, that's true.
in one day in very uncomfortable seats with basically no leg room. My friend Lou, who is
Mhm.
5'1", struggled for leg
Oh,
room,
bless her.
and like no one above
I'd hate
five
it
foot
then.
five. I couldn't get my legs onto the floor because my knees didn't fit.
I'm literally 5'9". I'd hate it.
Yeah. I literally, my legs were numb by the end of it because I couldn't. They were just been pressed
Mm.
into the seat for 7 hours.
Yeah, I found when we went to see Book of Mormon, I found the
Yeah,
seating to be uncomfortable.
yeah. Theatres are
Um,
usually
I
not the comfiest of seats.
I was lucky that no one was sat next to me, so I could turn myself around and
I did
stretch
the
my legs
same.
out. But
I did
like,
the same.
I, Harry Potter would probably be jam-packed,
It
so
was.
I couldn't. No.
It was when I saw
Anyway,
it.
we digress.
Yes. Find my next question. I stupidly closed it. Why did I close it? Anything you can
I
tell
don't
us
know.
about the future books?
I'm glad that you asked. No. Um, as in like what I have planned or
Yeah.
like what? Okay, let me pull up my notes. Jamie just leaks his entire story.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm not going to do that. Did I? Let me just make sure I still have it in my notes and I didn't cross them all off. Okay, so um, the next book that comes out is going to be the end. That's the trilogy.
Yeah.
It's done. It's over. It's don't ask me for anything else. That's
Yeah.
it. Um, so I have here the book series in chronological order, and I actually have the release dates next to it, which is
Oh,
wild.
hell yeah. That's my next question.
So Jenny's Horizon, which was the first book, came out on September 16th,
Yeah.
2022. Darkest Hour, which is book two, came out on the 15th of December,
Yeah.
2023. War of Souls is coming out December 19th,
Yeah.
which is book three. Then Echoes of the Faith came out on the 2nd of August this year,
Yep.
which is the Rune and Nero tale, which is the novella.
Yep.
Um, that one is only if you pre-order the current book, you
Yep.
will get immediate access to that novella.
Yep.
And then once the third book is out, I will release Echoes on the Faith on
Yep.
its own. Um, and then I have Echoes of the Faith Bloodlines, which is the sequel to the
Yeah.
other novella. I'm not telling you the release date on that because I don't even know if it's coming out.
Excellent.
And then I have A Bard's Tale, which you can probably guess is Toot's story,
Yes.
which is 2026. And then I have the Nero Project, which is going to take me some time, so I
Yep.
don't have a release
Mm-hmm.
date for that. And then I have a book planned that is currently untitled,
Yep.
which has nothing to do with Journey's Horizon, which is a book about mine and my brother's childhood.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I've mentioned this to you before. It's split into two different sections. So the first lot of the book is based on my brother. The second lot is my side of the story,
Yeah.
and it'll finish when he died in real
Yeah.
life. And the reason I don't mind spoiling that is because it's a real,
Yeah.
it's based on real shit. It's not,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's not
it's
going to
not
be an
gonna be an
easy
easy
read.
read. No.
No, because my life has not been easy.
No.
But we've seen a lot of tragic shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dark as fuck. It's gonna be raw and real.
Yeah.
Trigger warning. There's gonna be mentions of sexual assault,
Yeah.
drug use, alcohol use,
Yeah.
overdoses, you name it. There's a lot that's gonna be in it. So
Yeah.
I would recommend if you ever read it to make sure that you take in the trigger warnings.
Yes.
But I've only wrote like the beginning of the first chapter, so I've not focused any time on it, but I don't have a release date for that. I'd
Yeah.
probably, if I could put a date on it, I'd say 27, 28,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll get wrapped up in it in 26 and it'll be out by 27 or 26, who knows?
Who knows?
But
But
it's
that's
going to
not
be
something
painful
you
for
want to
me to
rush.
release.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to write it, go through it, share it with my mom, and
Yeah.
then if my mom approves of what's in it,
Yeah.
then I will release it.
Yeah.
I don't care about my other family members.
I think that's fair.
But yes, those are the projects I have planned.
Okay, so you answered the when's the release date. And you've also kind of answered the next question of how many more books are on the horizon. Do you see what I did there?
That's so fucking funny, even though you didn't remember the name of the book series. So obviously, I'm not going to give you credit for that one.
Hey, I remembered it was at least one of the books.
So I would say that, hmm, I have considered doing a fourth book in the main series. I have
Mm-hmm.
thought about it. Um, and I had plans for it. I have the epilogue already written on my
Yeah.
phone. For the third book, so I know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely devastating, and if people don't cry when they read it, I'm going to be pissed off.
Yep.
But it's um, I would say that there could be a fourth book, but probably not for
Yeah.
like 3 years. I'm gonna need some time away from that universe, I
Yeah.
think, to breathe. I
Yeah.
forgot to mention in my future projects, I am planning a Fated Few book. For those who
Excellent.
watch the D&D campaign, I am currently planning a book on that,
Yeah.
where I'm basically converting the story we've told into book form. In terms of that book's release is going to be a bit complicated because there's people's
Yeah.
permissions I need to get, and I have to make sure that when it gets released, I've already said to Fargrim that he can use the work however he pleases, but I am going to need to be paid for it
Yeah.
if he ever puts it on other things,
Yeah.
because I will own the rights to the book.
Yeah.
Not the overall story, but the book I will, and my character.
Yeah.
Technically that is my property. Um, but but yeah, so there could be another book. We'll see how people like the third. People might be like, you know what? I don't like it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. I will say this though, and this is probably not a question that you have, but the criticisms I received for the book have not been many.
Yeah.
But I remember I when I was writing this book, Toot told his friend Rebecca about it.
Yeah.
And I am gonna name and shame because I think this was incredibly rude. Um, and they pre-ordered the book, and Rebecca pre-ordered it, which was all fantastic. And then they got the book because I originally put it on my merch store when
Yeah.
it was first released, so you could just purchase it when it came out. When I asked, we got into a group call with his FC, and we were doing maps or something, and the book got brought up, and then I asked Rebecca if she liked it, and she went completely silent and started laughing, and then everyone started laughing with her. And I was like, right, okay. She didn't really explain properly why she didn't like
Yeah.
it. Uh, and it made me really insecure as a writer,
Yeah.
you
It's really
know?
rude.
I can take criticism, but I think you have to do it in a respectful way. Laughing at somebody when you ask them
Yeah.
if you like their book is really rude.
That's
And
really
ever
rude.
since then, when she tried to interact with me in the game, I've always ignored her because
Yeah.
I don't think she's a nice person.
No.
Um, that's not nice to me.
No.
Right, Maria? Like, if Amy, for example, when you get round to reading the second book and then you read the third one and we sat down and we talked about it, and you're like, you know what, Jamie, I thought the book series was okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but you could have improved here or here.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know what I
You
mean?
gotta be
You purchased
constructive.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you purchased it. You give feedback. If you think it needed more better like detail or more expansion on XYZ and less on this, I'm fine with that kind of criticism because
Yeah.
that makes me realize, okay, in the future I can work on this.
Yeah. Like I
But
told
if
you
you
that
laugh in my
I
face,
struggled with separating the character of Jacob in the first book.
I mean,
Like
that's a personal thing,
that is a
though.
personal thing, yeah. But it's a me
But,
problem. It's not
mhm.
a it's not a book problem.
But I think, yeah, like Maria said,
You
laughing
can't
in
just
someone's
laugh.
face
Yeah.
is like, and maybe it was more of an awkward laughter, but it didn't feel that way to me. And I also don't think she said something about it, but like I don't. She just said it wasn't her kind of writing style.
Yeah.
I don't think she read it.
No.
I think she barely gave it a try. But you
Yeah.
know what, bitch? I still got your money.
Yeah.
Um,
But
jokes
if I
aside,
gave
though.
someone my music and then they just laughed
Mhm.
in my face, I would be so offended.
Well, it's like when I release albums, right?
It might not
So
be
if we talk
everyone's
about
like
that for a
favorite
second,
thing.
when I dropped my first album, and you've heard it,
Yeah.
you've heard my first work, it was awful. Production wise, everything was awful. But that was how I learned. I was quite
Yeah.
young when I dropped that record. It was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But then my second album was so cohesive and so
Mhm.
much better. And then my third, and then I don't know how many albums I've released. It's
Quite a
been quite
few.
a few.
Yeah.
I don't even know what number album. I should probably figure out what number album. Should we figure this out now?
Yeah.
So there was Heal,
Yeah.
Virgo, um, what was my third one called? I think it was Love, Sex, and You, or Love, Sex, and Emotion. It was something like that. And then the fourth album was Blue Boy,
Yep.
which y'all fucking loved Blue
Oh
Boy.
yeah, it was such a
Um,
good album.
I think critically that was my best work.
Yeah.
And then the fifth album was Incandescent, which came out
Yeah.
this year. And then the sixth album is forgot the name of it. How can I forget the name of it? Jamie, how do you do that? It's in my server. Wait, I'm looking. City Lights,
Yeah.
which is the sixth. So that's my sixth album.
Yeah.
This is minus the EPs that I've released.
Yeah.
Um, not everybody is gonna like everything you release. I might release this album, and for heavens forbid, you might be like, you know what, Jamie, not your best work in my opinion, but I appreciate the effort, or I like this song, but I wasn't keen on this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Not everybody, and this is where I link in. I have to link this in because I said I would talk about it. The Taylor Swift thing that's
Yep.
going on at the minute. Nobody check out a stream, please, because I think it's important that you hear this. I made a post in my server about it today. Every so people like in my real life have been baiting me into almost like rage baiting me
Yeah.
by mentioning it for no reason or bringing it up for no reason. And like we'll be having a conversation about something that's nothing to do with Taylor Swift, and they're like, Taylor's album sucked. I'm like, what's that got to do with what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Are you like trying to bait me into an argument? Listen, I love the life of a showgirl, but it's not for everybody's taste,
No.
okay? And I think the hive mind of Swifties that attack people for not liking it is crazy to
Yeah.
me. I I don't agree with some of the comments that are being said about the album, but you're okay to not like it.
Yeah.
That's your right. I'm not mad that you don't like something. That's
No.
fine. I don't care. If you don't like it, power to you, you know? But I personally really like it.
Yeah.
It's not her being realistic, it's not her best written work. It's not supposed to
No.
be, you know? But
It's
I
fun.
don't know. Yeah, it was just meant to be fun, but I think some people hold her to a higher standard than a lot of other
Yeah.
artists, and it kind of bothers me.
Me too.
But there's a way of criticizing somebody's work without insulting them or making them feel
Yeah.
horrible. And when it comes to Taylor, nobody considers her feelings. They
No.
just attack her. Instead of attacking the work, a lot of the time that I hear is attacking her as a person.
Yeah.
And then all these things about how she's now a Nazi or how like she's a Trump supporter.
I
Like, what's that
know.
got to do with the fact that she sang a song about a penis? What?
Really nothing.
We go from A, B, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm okay with criticizing my work, but you don't laugh in my face. That's not
Yeah.
criticism.
No.
That's just rude.
It's just rude. I would be so
How many questions
offended.
you got left, by the way, before because if there's only like 5 or 6, I'm gonna read an excerpt from the book.
Yeah, there's only a couple.
How many? Like, give me a number.
Literally two, other than can you read as an excerpt of your new book?
Okay. Well, I was hoping for more questions or conversation because we've only been live for an hour.
Yes. We have gone through
So
like 19, 20 questions.
we have
We
not.
have.
Okay, well, maybe as I'm reading, you could probably think of other things.
I will try. Oh, have you
That's
considered audiobooks?
so. I'm glad you asked me that. Actually, did you just think of that on the fly?
Uh, because when you were talking about like reading them, I was like, I would have so much of an easier time reading them with audiobooks.
So I am aware that not everybody likes reading books these days.
I have focus issues, just to
Yeah,
clarify.
it's valid and I respect it, but I like my books on paper.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, to answer your question, my uncle is coming around at some point. Oh, shut up, charger.
I was going to say that wasn't me.
To No, my charger. I think my charger port is kind of
Oh
fucked.
no.
'Cause it's a new charger, and it's usually fine. But if I knock it, it's not
Yeah.
happy. Um, he's coming around in a couple of weeks to record it. So
Oh
we
yeah.
are going to make audiobooks for all three of them and the
Hell
novellas.
yeah.
But it's gonna take a lot of recording, so
Yeah.
it will not be ready until like in middle of next
Yeah.
year. But yes, I am planning on doing audiobooks
Excellent.
because I know people like to listen, and I will be reading them myself,
Excellent.
and I will be doing my best to voice act them, but I'm not going to be putting on voices. I
No.
can tell you that right now.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to read, and hopefully during this, Amy might think of a few more questions. An excerpt from the book Echoes of the Faith, a Runa Nero tale. So if everyone is sitting comfortably, grab yourself a drink. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, I know Amy hasn't heard of this book yet, so this will be interesting. She
No.
has been sent it, she just hasn't read it.
I'm the slowest reader in the world.
Okay, so the waves of Besaid whispered secrets to anyone willing to listen. Every morning, the sun poured over the cliffs, painting the sky in a soft orange and blue, and every morning, Arya Braska rose before the light. Let me just put a space there because I realize there isn't one. Before the light touched the village paths. His small feet padded across the cool sand, stopping just short of the sea foam's reach. At only 10 summers, Ari was already known across Besaid not just for his size, or lack thereof, as the village joked lovingly, but for the lineage in his blood and the fire in his spirit. He was Yuna's son, lovingly, but oh, I've already read that. Hang on. I have to highlight shit sometimes. Um, he was Yuna's son, and that alone carried both honor and weight. People smiled gently when they saw him, like they were looking at a memory. The memory of a world that used to burn under Sin's shadow, and the girl who smiled in the face of despair. But Ari didn't want to be a memory. He wanted to be something real. Growing up in the wake of Sin's defeat was a strange thing. There were no more pilgrimages, no more faith. The temples had become quiet. Ari wandered through their empty chambers sometimes, listening to the echoes of prayers that no longer needed to be said. His mother never discouraged him, though her eyes would darken with memories she rarely spoke aloud. Una had never spoken of Tidus, not fully, only in fragments. A laugh, a story about Blitzball, or the way he smiled just before diving headfirst into impossible odds. Ari felt like he carried a piece of that man inside him too, but he didn't know which piece or why. The first time his magic awakened, he was chasing a curl kitten through the jungle. It darted between the branches, its tail flicking with mischief. Ari reached out, trying to catch it, and in a flash, the branch beneath him snapped. He tumbled down a slope, landing with a thud near the old cliffs. Before he could call for help, the ground cracked. A nest of wasp fiends stared nearby, drawn by his fall. Ari scrambled back, fear in his throat, and then it happened. His hand lifted on instinct. One word spilled from his mouth, and unlearned but perfect. Fire. A burst of flame erupted from his palm, not wild or chaotic, but precise. Like a blade made of heat and light. It cut through the air, scattering the fiends with a hiss. His other hand pulsed in return, and without thinking, he cast Cura over his scraped knee. Fire, healing, both. He ran home breathless, the kitten forgotten. Una stood in the doorway, eyes wide as Ari demonstrated his spells. Clumsy, raw, but unmistakable. Her lips parted in surprise, then curled into the softest smile he'd ever seen from her. A red mage, she whispered, just like in old legends. She knelt and took his hands, her voice full of awe and something else, something that shimmered like sorrow. You're becoming something Spirit hasn't seen in a long, long time. Word spread quickly. I can't believe I put Walker in this book too, but anyway. Walker tried to teach him how to throw a blitzball, but Ari's hands preferred hilts and books. Lulu tested his spell focus, her tone stern but encouraging. Rico sent gear from the Albed Isles, a tiny enchanted rapier just his size, with a blue-red gemstone in its hilt. As the seasons turned, Ari trained harder. He practiced at dual casting, pushing the flow of magic through both hands, weaving lightning and life together. He wasn't just playing hero, he was becoming one slowly and surely. Yet he always returned to the beach. Some days he swore he saw something on the horizon, a ripple, a shimmer, a shape just beneath the tide, like a dream of someone long gone but forgotten. You were a star once, he would whisper it to the sea, not knowing who he was talking to, only that it felt right. And the waves, as always, whispered back. That night, the stars above Besaid shimmered like threads woven through black velvet. The village slept in peace, laughter echoing earlier from fire pits, the scent of cooked fish and jungle spice still drifting in the wind. But Ari couldn't sleep. Something called to him. It wasn't the unusual dreams, not the gentle waves or his mother's humming. It was deeper, older, a feeling like stone and memory pressing down on his chest. He slipped from his bed, careful not to wake Una, and padded barefoot down the path to the ruins of the Besaid cloister. No one went there anymore, but he was drawn like a magnet. Inside, the air felt different, heavier than jungle heat. The statues of the old Aeons watched him silently as he descended, his torch flickering. The faith chamber, once filled with the humming presence of Failfor's soul, now sat silent, empty, or so he thought. Then he heard it. Rune. The voice wasn't like his mother's or Lulu's or anyone in the village. It wasn't a voice exactly, more like a wind inside his bones, a name pulled from stone walls and sleeping stars. Rune. He froze. My name's Ari. Silence, and then faintly, barely more than breath, the voice again. You have awakened the balance. Fire and grace, blade and word. Rune. The torch went out. He woke hours later on the stone floor, not frightened, but changed. He didn't remember the entire dream, only flashes. A red feathered hat tumbling through white mist, a sword clashing with shadow, a voice whispering his new name. Rune. He said it aloud as he walked home. It felt right. It didn't erase who he had been. It felt like discovering a part of himself that had always been waiting. When he told his mother, Yuna didn't smile this time. She sat in silence for a long time, eyes fixed on the sea. The faith should be gone, she said softly. They should all be gone. Rune waited. Yuna finally met his eyes. Hers were glassy but steady. Maybe they left something behind, a memory strong enough to dream without a dreamer. She didn't tell him not to use the name. In the days that followed, everyone in Besaid slowly began calling him Rune, not with mockery or misunderstanding, but with reverence, as though something sacred had happened. Waka shrugged. Sounds like something the Faith would pull, just like old times, yeah? Even Lulu, sharp-tongued as always, bowed her head when she heard it. Rune Braska. It does have a certain gravitas. Rune began to change. Not in the way that most boys did. He moved differently, fluid, like the sea and fire were part of his blood. His rapier was an extension of his arm. When he cast, the air around him shimmered, white and black magic weaving together like the wings of Failfor in flight. One evening he practiced on the cliffs, spinning through the spellwork and swordplay when Riku arrived. Goggles pushed up, grin wide. You're not just a red mage kid, she said. You're a throwback, something ancient, something dangerous. She handed him a bundle wrapped in red silk. Inside, a folded coat, crimson, black, and silver, stitched with sigils that glowed faintly when he touched them. Got it from an old archive near Jose Temple. It belonged to someone a long time ago. Might have been another rune, or maybe just someone like you. He put it on, and it fit like it had always been his. That night, Rune sat on the dock beside the wave. I'm gonna burp. Hold on. Excuse me. He watched the stars ripple in the water, tracing the shapes with his finger. Somewhere far across the sea, something stirred. He felt it in his chest, like the first beat of a song that had been waiting years to be sung. And in the hush of the night, he whispered the name again. Rune. A red spark danced in his palm, and above him, in the stars, something blinked back. The night before the storm, the sea was too quiet. Rune stood ankle deep in the tide, his crimson coat trailing behind him, fingers curled around the hilt of his rapier. The waves no longer whispered, they waited. He'd been having dreams for weeks now. Always the same, a blue sky, a distant laugh, a silver sword gleaming against the sun, and a man standing in the water. Back turned, gaze fixed on the horizon that didn't exist. Tonight, the dream felt different. As Rune closed his eyes, he heard it, a voice not from memory, but from something deeper. Hey, you finally made it. He opened his eyes, and there he was, Tidus. Not older, not younger, just him, standing barefoot in the water, wearing that half jacket, the ocean breeze playing with his messy blonde hair. Rune's heart nearly stopped. Are you real? Tidus grinned. Let's just say I'm the part of your story that's been waiting to be told. Rune took a shaky step forward. You're my not gonna make it weird, Tidus interrupted gently, lifting a hand. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. He stepped closer, his expression softening. I've watched you, Rune. You're not just Yuna's son. You're you, and you're not meant to stay here forever. Why not? Tidus looked up as if the stars were whispering. Because the world's bigger than Spira. There's a place beyond the sky, a land where swords and spells dance like music, a place where red mages are more than legends. Eorzea. Rune furrowed his brow. But Spira's my home, my mother. She'll always be with you, Tidus said, his voice quiet now. She knows. She won't stop you. She never stopped me. Rune's voice caught in his throat. She loved you. She still does. Tidus smiled, and this time it wasn't playful. It was sad, proud, and bright all at once. Then maybe that love brought me here, to tell you it's okay to go. The ocean shimmered around them, and suddenly Rune felt something surge in his chest, a rush of fire and light, like his soul had been lit like a beacon. His rapier pulsed at his side, the world blurred, and for a moment it felt like he was floating. When you wake up, Tidus said, stepping backward into the light, follow the stars east. They'll carry you across the rift. Eorzea will test you, change you, and make you whole. And when you fight, fight with everything, the blade, the magic, the soul. Rune reached for him, but Tidus was already fading, light breaking him apart like sea foam in the wind. Be more than my echo, he said. Be what only you can be. And then he was gone. Rune woke with a scent of salt in his nose and tears on his cheeks. He packed silently that morning. Una waited at the door, hands folded. He spoke to you, didn't he? Rune nodded. You're ready, she said, and pulled him into her arms, even if I'm not. She gave him Titus's pendant, the one she kept all these years. He always followed the sun, so will you. By noon, the boat was ready. Rune stood at the bow, the wind already tugging at his coat, his rapier fastened at his hip, and a satchel of spells and relics over his shoulder. Waka gave him a rough hug. Don't go breaking the world, you hear? Lulu just nodded. You're a Braska. The world will know your name. As the ship pulled away, Rune looked back at Besaid one last time. The beach where he'd first cast fire, the cliffs where he'd heard his true name, and the home that had raised him. And then he turned to the horizon, eastward towards Eorzea. Let's see if this bit's worth it. Yeah, okay, hold on. The land where he would master the balance of fire and healing, sword and soul. The land where Rune Braska would become more than a legend. He would become a red mage. And that's all I'm going to read because
Hell
the
yeah.
next bit's like the start of a different section. Oh, that was a lot.
I appreciate you reading.
That was 8 pages of the of the novel.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that is Echoes of the Faith, which you can get by pre-ordering the third book.
Hell yeah.
And there's like 63 pages in that novella, so there's a lot more to
Of
go.
course. Of course there is. Because Jamie never just writes one thing.
Jamie should only write one thing, but Jamie
No.
Jamie doesn't.
Okay, so my last questions. How do you decide which character is for which chapter?
How to decide which characters for which chapter?
Yeah.
Um, See, that's a tricky one. I try and plan it out in my head where I know which where the story is going to
Yeah.
be at. And I tend to give like key moments of the story to bigger characters, I guess.
Yeah.
So I know which chapters are going to be super important and which ones are kind of going to be like not
Yeah.
filler, but like not
Yeah.
as
You
dicey.
can't have every
Uh,
chapter being like a main chapter because otherwise your book's just going to be insane.
well, I mean, the last book, I think that kind of is what it is. Like every
Yeah.
chapter matters.
Oh yeah, every chapter's
Um,
always going to matter, but you can't like keep the same level of intensity up. Otherwise, it's just a one note thing. Even if that thing is everything is so intense.
but chapter 10 of each book is kind of like I said earlier, to answer the question easier, people who get those
Yeah.
chapters are the ones that we've already met, that we know that we like,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know who or what they
Yeah.
are. And so for the first book, the chapter 10 was given to um, Arik,
Yeah.
who was Jacob's father figure.
Yes.
And then book 2 is Isrid, who was Jacob's friend in the Summoner Guild from the
Yes.
first book. And then this book is Lusum,
Ah.
which I don't mind saying now. He gets chapter 10.
Nice.
He's like this little badass black mage.
Yeah.
And we basically find out how he survived the events of book 2.
Excellent.
Um, you know in book 2 he survives because he's sort of
Yeah.
like towards the end of it anyway, but you find out where he went and what he did in those moments. And so originally it was meant to be Tamajag's chapter,
Yeah.
but I think Tamajag is better kept as a side character
Yeah.
rather than a POV, personally.
Makes sense.
Um, but yeah, it's kind of just I don't know. I mean, for this book, Rune doesn't have a chapter until chapter 16.
Yeah. I remember you
And
kind of
that
did that in the first book too.
yeah, so it's intentional with him.
Yeah.
So in the first book, he's in it in other people's chapters. In the second book, it was very Rune and Nero
Yeah.
focused. And I knew that I'd sacrificed a lot of other characters to get their story going,
Yeah.
but I had to give them that kind of time to
Yeah.
click with each other. And then this book, I wanted everyone else who hasn't had a lot
Yeah.
of moments to have their own
Yeah.
moments. Because once Rune enters the fray,
Mm-hmm.
the truth is everyone's focus is going to be on him
Yep.
and what he's doing, you know?
Yeah.
And so I waited till like midway through the book to
Yeah.
like, okay, now you can know where he's been at and what
Yeah.
he's been doing. Um, writing books is not easy.
No.
And I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I've never finished writing a book, but I've written stuff.
Yeah, I think I prefer writing songs and poetry and
Yeah.
screenplays, but writing a book is fun
Yeah.
because it is challenging.
It's like creating our own world though, which is pretty great.
Yeah. And what I did with the second book and basically in general is I've taken so the first book is very much set in Eorzea.
Yeah.
And then the second book and this book is set in areas that I've
Yeah.
invented myself. Their own names, their own locations,
Yeah.
everything is created by me because I wanted to take them out of that
Yeah.
FF kind of universe. They're still in it, but like in my world. So
Yeah.
then it becomes less fan fiction and more my story.
Yeah.
Um, but without Final Fantasy, I am very much where this trilogy probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
And without FF10, I would not have the novellas that I
No.
have. Um, what
Would
did you
you
think of the novella?
Oh, it's great. I'm very intrigued.
Well, hopefully you'll listen to the audiobook.
I
What were you
will.
gonna ask?
So have you ever considered in the future creating a fantasy series completely just from stuff in your own brain? Because obviously this one was very much inspired by Final Fantasy.
So I think fantasy worlds are really hard to get
Yeah.
into, um, because all the cool stuff's already been done.
Yes.
Um, I I don't know. I think I'm kind of done with fantasy, I think, after these books because I think I've dipped my toes in enough.
Yeah.
But I think if something inspires me, or if I get all of my best visions in the shower. I don't know why. They just come to me in the shower and I'm like, slay.
I feel like you've
Um,
told me that
so I
before.
yeah, all like
Yeah.
every time
Sometimes
I'm in the
sometimes I
shower.
just get a message from you being like, yeah, so I just came up with this. I'm like, how? How?
My brain is constantly clocking things, so
Yeah.
I'm constantly thinking and I'm constantly creating in my brain. And music is something I listen to like all of the time.
Yeah.
I would love maybe one day to do a fantasy series of my own,
Yeah.
but
That takes a lot of planning.
it takes a lot of planning, but it also is like it's I don't know if that genre is for me.
Yeah.
Um, And after writing like six books in the fantasy world, I think it's time
Yeah.
I step into something that I'm very much one of those people who is wrapped in realism.
Yeah.
And so like if you read my script, like I've talked about my scripts before and I've mentioned on the
Yeah.
podcast before, but shows that I've written are set in realism
Yeah.
and they're not fantasy based, they're real people in a real world
Mhm.
situation. Um and I do like period dramas as well. And like those are the kind of things that I would love to write a period drama. In fact, I remember in high school I wrote a detective book called Detective Traumacheski, and the first one was like the lipstick killer or something. It wasn't the best, but
Hell yeah.
I think I could do like a crime period drama,
That'd be
and
pretty
I would
cool.
love to write a horror novel as well, because I
Yeah.
used to write a book series called Living Dead Dolls. It'd have a different name now, but
Mhm.
it was younger then, and it was like a book series based on this character called Alice who was being haunted by a
Mhm.
doll. Um, And it's been done before. Like I was probably super inspired by Chucky at that point, but I would love to write in the
Yeah.
horror world as well. But I don't want to dive my toes into things yet. I'm kind
Yeah.
of like I really need to focus on one project at a time because I'm kind
Yes.
of drowning in work here.
Just a little bit.
Um,
You don't ever like to be bored, is what I've noticed.
I'm always bored. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
But
Um,
you always have projects on the go.
I do. I do have a lot of projects on the go, but I think it's super important to be busy with
Yeah.
writing. Um, Honestly, for anyone who doesn't write, do it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Um, if you don't, I guess not everyone has the kind of niche to do it all the time. And if you're not invested, it's like when people who draw pictures will do art and
Yeah.
paint pictures and digital art and stuff like Grace and Charlie and other people who are like super crazy talented at art.
Yeah.
I look at that, I'm like, I can't do that. How do you do it?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they feel the same way when I write something. Like, how do you do that? Because I just can't do that.
Yeah.
Um, So the third book I'm writing is split into two acts.
Oh,
So you've got Act One and Act Two. So for the first time in this book, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I know you're out of questions, so I might
I
as well
have
talk
one
about
more.
things. Okay, well, you can ask that in a second.
Okay.
But this book I've is where like Aurora finally meets Nero and like they all converge together.
Oh, excellent.
It's like there's my favorite scene. Well, I say scene, but it technically is a scene.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing to write was the chapter, which is I think is Nero's chapter, where everybody is like finally meeting.
Yeah.
Like Jacob is meeting Nero, Nero's meeting Jacob, fucking Astra, Aurora, Tamajag,
Uh-huh.
everyone together in that scene. Two isn't there, sadly, but it's so fun. It was so fun. Aurora was just it was just so fun. It was so funny.
Excellent.
Um, I am gonna before we end the podcast in a bit, I am gonna read Aurora's chapter. It's not very
Hell
long, so
yeah.
I think I'll read it in book three because I think that's the one I should be promoting the most, and all I've talked about is the novella. Anyway, what's your question?
Um, who do you reckon has the most like I want to say screen time because I can't think of the book equivalent? And do you think that was intentional?
Oh, so like who appears the most in all the
Yeah.
books? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said there?
I did. I answered. Did it not come through?
Oh, it didn't come through for me. I
Oh,
don't know about
okay.
stream, but
Um,
I didn't hear
so
it.
yeah, I said yeah, who has the most like time and was it intentional?
Give me a second.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to think. No, I can hear you. I'm just trying to think on who has the most. Because the first book was definitely Jacob, 100%.
Yeah, the first one was definitely Jacob.
And then book two, I'm just opening it now to see.
Yeah, it
Uh,
must have been a Discord issue.
Honestly, most likely.
Yeah.
It might have been my internet. My internet is a bitch with
Welcome back,
Discord. It doesn't
AJ.
like it.
My Discord and my stream are also on two separate microphones, I think. So,
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
Okay. So book two, let me just sorry, I'm going through this because I think I know the answer, but I want to make
Hmm.
sure I answer correctly. Why fucking hell, Reen had so much in book two. But so did Nero.
Yeah.
And then book three, who has the most in book three?
Welcome back, AJ.
Two has a lot in book three, but I
Ooh.
think so does it's quite split up in book three actually. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone has like a shit ton. Um I think okay, so if we actually say the top three people that
Yeah.
appear the most in the book is probably Nero, Rune, and Jacob in that order.
Yep.
Was it intentional? No. So the first book, I always wanted Jacob to appear as the main
Yeah.
character, um, because I originally had him as that,
Yeah.
but then I was like, well, no. I mean, it makes sense that Rune gets a lot of time
Yeah.
because that's my baby.
Yes.
Um, But Nero was definitely intentional
Yeah.
because Nero is my favorite character to write for.
Yeah.
Um, he's also like the one that brings everyone together. But he's also the reason they separate. So it's kind of like he's like the antagonist turned
Yeah.
protagonist kind of story. Um, but I will say if I know you didn't ask this question, who I'd like to have more time in the books
Yeah.
would probably be Evelyn. Um,
Excellent.
And I think Evelyn and Aurora probably would have needed more time in the
Yeah.
books. I can tell you right now that Aurora has two chapters currently in this
Oh, hell
book.
yeah.
But she appears in others,
Yeah.
but she's POV wise. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know if this sounds good to everyone else, but I've always considered putting all three books together and releasing them as like a full trilogy together. So like you don't have to buy
Ooh.
them individually, you can just pay for like the whole book collection.
So I own my copy of Lord of the Rings is all three books in one.
Yeah, that's why I was consider
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
consider putting like not just those, but my novellas in
yeah.
as like their own separate
I
entities.
also own a
So like,
complete library of Shakespeare, so I'm a big fan of compilation things.
well, this is the thing when it comes to the audiobooks. I'm like, do I record a separate audiobook for each one, or
Hmm.
do I record an audiobook which is just like all of them together, not the novellas, but all of them together
Yeah,
as like one massive long audio? But would people see? I don't think people would want that. I think like they'd want to go to each
yeah,
separate one. Um, they're not very long reads because my books aren't very long.
yeah,
Realistically, like I think book one is like 90 something pages, book two is like 100 and something, and
yeah,
then this one I'm hoping is quite a bit longer.
yeah,
But that's why I'm like, if I put them all together, it would be like a full
yeah,
novel. But that was always intentional.
yeah,
I wanted it to be pieced together in the end as a full book,
yeah,
and it would be called the Horizon Saga,
yeah.
books one to three. I might do that after the third one comes out,
That would be
but
cool.
I want each book to have its moment.
Yeah,
Um, I'm really excited for book three because it's like the stakes are so high,
yeah.
and as people will probably guess, nobody is safe in
Nope.
this book, and there is deaths,
Yeah,
and you will cry.
yeah.
I think I've actually just about to kill somebody off that
Oh
I know
no.
people really love, um, but it makes sense for the story for them
Yeah,
to die. Um, I can't say who it is though. But the only, do you know, what? I've done really well because the only person that's actually died in this book series out of the main characters is
yeah,
Evelyn. So, I've done really well to get
yeah.
to book three and not killed off half my cast.
True, true.
So before we wrap up, I'm gonna read Aurora's chapter
Okay.
from, um, because I've just read the first line. I think it's really funny.
Excellent.
Um, so chapter four is Aurora.
Yeah.
Um, is this the one with the vision in it? And I'm scared that it might be. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. I think so. Anyway, chapter 4, Aurora. Aurora landed flat on her face. Not as graceful as she'd have liked, but it is what it is. She slowly got up and picked up her greatsword, which was laying on a charred-looking ground. She looked up and her jaw dropped. Dread filled her. Around her was charred ground, destroyed buildings, bodies on top of bodies. The sky was no longer green, but blood red, and it was deathly quiet. Where the hell am I? Aurora asked herself. She turned back to go through the portal, but it seemed to be gone. Shit, Aurora stated. Quite the understatement. Well done, Aurora. Always playing the hero and ended up in a really shit situation. Typical me. Sighing, she sheathed her sword. Well, the only way to move is forward. Aurora had been walking for what felt like an hour, and she found herself in a familiar setting, the forest. However, it was half burned down and decaying. Ahead of her, she saw a cottage in the far distance. Well, some shelter is better than none, she said as she pressed on towards it. As she got closer to the cottage, something horrifying caught her eye. A blonde-haired Lalafell was laying on the ground covered in blood. His body had begun to decay. No, no, it can't be. She bolted over to the blonde Lalafell and let out a cry as she looked down upon Jacob's lifeless body. She dramatically screamed his name, but I'm not going to scream his name at this time of night. She
Yep.
grabbed him and rocked him back and forth. What's going on? Where the hell am I? She screamed. After a few moments of cradling her friend's body, she laid him down. She blew him a kiss. I'll kill whoever hurt you. Sleep well, you sweet angel. I'm not voice acting today. She gulped down her tears and stood. She turned back to the cottage. No, Jamie, the cottage and walked toward it. Her heart broke further as she reached the gates of the cottage. Another Lalafell with an axe in hand. Tamajag, she said. She let out another sob. Is everyone I care for dead? She pushed up the path, reaching the door. Dread filled her. She hindered before taking a deep breath and pushing open half the ruined door. In front of her was a hallway that split off into 5 different rooms. On her left, she saw the door was ajar. Shaking, she pushed it open fully, and her whole body went numb. Astra was laying in the pool of her own blood, her hands clutching onto something. Aurora leaned down and closed Astra's eyes, silently sobbing before standing. What is with me and forgetting to press the space button sometimes? She then walked out into the hallway and collapsed to the ground. She couldn't keep going further. This was too much. Why did she have to be over curious? Why did she jump through the damn portal to whatever hell this is? Is this the future? Another reality? She didn't care. Whatever it was, whatever it was abhorrent. Slowly standing, she regained her composure and walked forward to the door at the very end of the hallway. She took a breath, opened it slowly, and her whole world collapsed. There in front of her, on the bed, was Rune, pale, lifeless, dead. Holding him was another Lalafell she didn't recognize. Black hair, a hat lying on the bed, and dry blood coming from his mouth. She threw herself onto the ground at the end of the bed and yelled, um, how do I do this without yelling? No, I haven't seen you in so long, and I was on my way. I was too goddamn late. Why? Sorry, that's not as dramatic as you probably will read it, but that's the best I'm giving today. She punched the ground. This was unfair. She hit the ground again and again and again. She then grabbed Rune's cold, lifeless hand and sobbed. I'm so sorry I left you there for that day. I should have come with you on the airship. I should have been there to make sure you made it to the north and not get up caught in this mess. I wish I could change it, but I can't, and I'm just so goddamn sorry, Rune. I love you. I've always loved you, and I know I gave you so that says have, that's Mr. Gave. I'm good job I saw that. I know I gave you so much crap, but you were always the most important person to me. You're my family, my nephew. Aurora fell into a deep, dark sob. Then she felt someone place their hand on her shoulder. She didn't care. Kill me too, she thought. Damn, that's dark, Jamie. Okay. Um, However, she felt oddly calm. Her grief was weakening. She felt light. She pulled her head out of her hands and looked up and gasped. Rune? In front of her, surrounded by white light, was her nephew, Rune. But she looked at the bed and Rune's body was there. She wasn't going crazy. She looked back up at Rune. Is that you, Rune? He smiled at her and nodded. It is me, I promise. What is this place? She looked around. Everyone we know is. She felt her voice die out. She couldn't finish the sentence. I know. It's the fate none of us wanted, Rune said, sadness laced in his voice and traced on his face. Am I in the future? Aurora wiped her eyes. No. You're in what I would describe as a possibility. So in some ways, yes, this could be our future. Only time will tell, as will our actions. Who did this? She did, Rune said as he pointed towards a dark cloud in the sky. She's been in stasis ever since she won. Every single person wiped out because we couldn't work together to stop it. Rune sat on the bed and looked at Nero and himself, his face raw and sad. I cared for him very deeply, you know. Aurora looked up at the other Lalafell. Who is that? Her voice traced off again. What about Jacob? Eh? Rune looked at her in surprise. I care for them both very deeply, but he is the one I choose, Rune said with a weak smile. Aurora, listen to me. She looked up at him once more. We can't let this future come to pass. You can't let the team fall apart. Whatever happens, hold them together and maybe then we'll make it. But how do I even get back home? Aurora said. And you still haven't explained who he is or what that is out there. In time, it'll be explained to you. Right now, we don't have time. Rune levitated up into the air. She's coming. Aurora stood up and turned to the window, and indeed the dark cloud was forming into a humanoid form of an older woman, and she was headed straight for the cottage. I thought you said she was in stasis. She was, but you arriving here woke her. She knows this could change everything, and if I don't get you back in time, you'll die here. I can die here? Isn't this the future? I told you this isn't the future. Of course, these two would argue at a time like this. It's an outcome, and you're here. You can still die, and if you do, Aurora, everything is lost. Rune looked at the woman coming. Time to go. Rune pulled out a white scythe and swung it into the air, and a white circle appeared. Go. I don't want to leave you, Aurora shouted at her nephew. She didn't care if she died. She missed him deeply. Please, Aurora, don't make this for nothing. Go. But what about you? Come with me. I can't. I promise everything will make sense, but for that to happen, you need to live. Rune shouted at her. The old woman screamed she was right at the cottage, and then he screamed, now, but I can't scream now. Aurora sobbed, ran and jumped. She looked back and saw a cold pale hand grab for her ankle. No, you don't. Back into stasis with you. Rune swung the scythe at his scythe at the hand, and the last thing Aurora saw was the woman's hand fall off and a large scream and an explosion. Don't know why that's funny. That's not funny. Aurora felt herself crash onto the hard ground, and immediately arms were around her. She turned her head and saw Jacob hugging her. She squeezed him tightly back. Then Asher jumped in as she squeezed her too. Chamajag? Okay, Jamie. Tamajag stood back. Okay, let me up. The Lalafels let go and she stood up. So imagine Aurora smothered by Lalafels. Let go and she stood up. She took in a breath and looked around the forest. Don't ask me right now what happened, but just trust me when I say that we are closer to Rune than we thought. She stretched and turned this way. Wait, Aurora, Astra asked. Please tell me where you'd go, where you'd gone, not where you'd go. Jesus, Jamie, learn how to write. I'm so sorry. I had no idea I could do that. Well, I sort of did it once, but I've never done it since. Aurora stood still. He turned and kneeled in front of Astra. Don't be sorry. What you did may have saved us. Time will tell. I promise I will tell all of you when it's right and what I saw, but trust me when I say it's a future we need to avoid. You saw her, didn't you? Astra said. Aurora saw the fear in her eyes, and Aurora nodded. Okay, when the time is right, Astra said with a nod. Aurora smiled and stood. Let's move, and without another question, the group walked on. And that's her chapter.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
So, as you can tell, there's some desperation going on in
Yes,
this book.
yes, just a little bit.
Um, I am rewriting bits, so that's just
Yeah.
the first draft that you've heard. Um, So basically, to describe the scene to people without spoiling anything, is Aurora, basically Astra had casted a portal and Aurora had jumped through it thinking it would take her somewhere else, but she ended up accidentally in a possibility of the future. And basically, Aurora has a huge job this book to keep the group together.
Excellent.
Because if the group don't work together, they're
Yes.
going to lose.
Yes.
And what she saw is what happens if they lose. Um, Rune is pretty much omnipresent in that. He's not actually like physically
Yeah.
there. Um, which is why his chapter will explain why he's there.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you that because it will spoil everything. I can't tell you what he has a scythe when he's a red mage. I
Yep.
can't tell you
Yep.
anything. Um, and I'm not going to because I know what I'm like with spoiling things.
Yep.
Um, but it's going to be hopefully really fun. Hopefully that little snippet gave you something to be excited for. I know it's out of context, so you're like, what the fuck is he even talking about? But like that's
Mhm.
intentional. Because if I pulled the chapter from the beginning, you'd start
Yep.
piecing it together. So I'd
Yep.
rather pull one from like chapter 4, chapter 12, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's basically all I can tell you about these
Hell
books
yeah.
today. I'm just reading through. Oh, Nero's chapter's pretty fucking long there. Okay. Oh, Aurora has another chapter here.
Woo.
I'm not going to read it. I'm just seeing how long it is. Oh, it's pretty long. So Act 2, basically. So Act 1 is before the big battle.
Yeah.
I've called Act 1 Paths Converge.
Ooh.
And then Act 2 is called The War Begins.
Yeah.
And we open up with Aurora during the first part of the war.
Ooh.
She does see. I always knew that Aurora would hold a deeper meaning
Yeah.
and she would have a bigger role to play
Yeah.
because she's always been like the badass Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Um, but I wanted her to have more of emotional depth because what you read in the first book was actually the last time
Yeah.
that she spoke to Rune. They haven't spoken since book 1.
Yeah.
Because in book 2, so basically, spoiler alert, but if you haven't read the first book already, that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
Um, at the end of the first book, Aurora is going to the north,
Yes.
to help out with the war or something. I can't remember now. There's a reason she went there.
Yeah.
It was don't ask me now. It was a while ago. And then Evelyn, Jacob, and Rune were going to an airship to meet her at the
Yeah.
north a couple of days later because this was after the battle with Ifrit.
Yeah.
Um, and while on the airship, Nero attacked their airship, but he was trying to kill Rune.
Yeah.
But he ended up taking down the entire airship. And the reason I did that was because I was separating the cast. So that
Yes.
Jacob and Evelyn were together, Rune was on his own, and Aurora's on her own with eventually Astra. So everyone's separated, and then by the second book, everyone slowly comes back together besides Rune and Nero, who are
Yeah.
on their own journey. And then in book 3, Nero then converges with everybody else, and eventually Rune will converge back with the group.
Yes.
But I wanted to really do like the separation drama kind of thing because I feel like if they were together throughout this whole book, they'd be unstoppable
Oh
as a
yeah.
group. So, on their own, they're more of a target.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. Um, but that was just my mind when I wrote it.
No, I get it.
Do you?
I do get it.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
If you want, I can post the links to book one and two
Yes, definitely do that.
because they are on Wattpad for free. So this is book one. You might need a Wattpad account to read it, so just bear that in mind. That should take you to the page of Journey's Horizon book one, with the book cover was amazingly done by Grace,
Hell yeah.
which I really fucking love.
We love Grace.
We do love Grace, and we love Grace in this house. And then I don't know why that link is so long because this link is not, and then this is book two, and obviously I can't show you book three because
Well,
it's not out
yes.
yet. Now, book Journey Horizon Darkest Hour has way less reads on Wattpad than book one. But that's because people mostly bought book two. And book one's been out like for 3 years.
Yeah.
So apparently the first book is 3 hours and 56 minutes to read. And then
Oh,
the second book is 3 hours and 19 minutes to read.
excellent.
So apparently the second book is shorter, which was not intentional. Um, but yeah, I really hope people liked the dive into my world today.
Hell yeah.
Um, Ironically, FF14 have just gone live
Yes, yes, they have.
for duty commence.
Yes.
Um, and then if you guys are just not big book readers and you're more audiobooks, keep your eyes out and your ears out, I guess, for the announcement of that release date. Um, I'm going to need a lot of water when I read these books, and I'm going to need to enunciate every word, and I'm
Yes.
going to need to read every word with emotion.
Yes.
Um, but just know I've worked really hard on all of
You
this,
have.
and I've been working on it for 3 years, and I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
And I really hope I don't have to delay book three again, but I have a horrible feeling I might need to.
I mean, you don't want to rush it.
No, I don't. I don't want to release something that's half-assed.
Yeah.
But we'll see where we're at by the end of November.
Yeah.
If by the end of November I think I'm nowhere near finished, I think I'll delay it again.
Yeah.
Until
That's
2026.
fair.
Um, it was originally meant to be spring, but then I pushed it all the way to Halloween, and then I was like pushed it even further.
Yeah.
Me when I release music, and I'm constantly changing my release date.
Yes.
I'm indecisive, okay? I never claimed to be
Yeah.
decisive. Who's this that's just gone live? Oh, ew. I mean, cool. Any more questions, Amy? Anything you want to bring up or talk about?
I think I'm out of questions.
Okay, well, hopefully next podcast she's more prepared.
I mean, I did write like
Um,
18 questions, but we just
so
went through them quite quickly.
I think next update. Why did I say that? It's because I read an update on my laptop. I think next podcast, which will be the 19th,
Yes.
I might ask Ange if she's free, and we might talk about Expedition 33.
Hell yeah.
I would invite Chuck as well, but I'm not sure how Chuck would feel being on a podcast, so that's up to Chuck. But I would like multiple people to be
Oh
part
yeah.
of it.
That'd be fun.
Um, and then next week, well, me and Amy will consider a game, probably maybe Untitled Goose Game. We'll see. But we
Yes.
need to play something, so we'll
Yes.
figure it out.
We should play
Because
Untitled Goose Game.
we've not had a game week in
Yeah.
ages. Um, and then we'll figure out the rest as we go
Yeah.
on.
We will indeed.
But everyone that's been here today, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Apologies
thank
that
you.
stream was at 9 o'clock, but I had commitments that I forgot about,
It's all good.
which is bonfire night. I know that chat's mostly been quiet today, but I know that y'all have been listening at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'll reach out to people for future
Oh yeah.
podcasts. I do think we should do a relationship podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Where we talk about relationships and stuff like that and dynamics. I think
Sure.
that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
And we invite people on that maybe I think we should start looking into people we've not invited on.
Yeah.
Um,
I need to pin Hannah down as well.
yeah, I'd love to speak to Hannah about her job.
Yeah, her job is fascinating.
Um, yeah, her job is quite interesting.
Yeah, they've now
Um,
moved, so
if you can try and find her, that'd be
I will do.
great. Um, speaking of podcasts, there may become a time in the future where we just record podcasts and put them out on YouTube. Um, maybe
Yes.
not like I think certain episodes we can probably just record
Yeah.
and because I think if we're gonna do interviews with people who can't quite make it to like a
Yeah.
Wednesday, we could probably try and just record the episode on the
Yeah.
day that they're free
Yeah.
and release it on a
We can
Wednesday on
also do
YouTube.
a re-roll on Twitch.
What?
You can do a re-roll, so it's a
Oh, you mean
pre-recorded.
like stream it to Twitch?
Uh, no, you can just literally upload it to Twitch to air at a certain time.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
So upload it and then like pick a date for it to
yeah,
play. That sounds cool.
yeah,
But yeah, thank you everyone that's been here today. For those who are looking forward to D&D tonight, if you're going to be lurking, which will be cool, same time as usual now, it's 12:30
hell yeah.
UK time. It's a big one tonight, so if you can make it, I'd appreciate it.
I
We're
will be
wrapping up an
lurking.
arc we've been chasing for about 26 episodes. It's finally coming to a head with Razor. I'm excited. I can't wait to play it. I love playing D&D.
Hell yeah.
Um, and it is the only group left playing Fated Few, so if you could show support to Fargrim, that'd be really fun.
I will be there.
Um, we're a very chaotic bunch in
Yes.
our D&D group. We're very
Yes.
crazy. We're also very passionate, so sometimes it leads to disagreements. Um,
It's very
I'm
fun.
going to find Fargrim's channel really quickly, and then I will post it now. My laptop's actually playing up today, okay? It's
Oh
working
no.
in a good way.
Oh good.
D&D for anyone who wants to see it. Anyone that does Baldur's Gate 3 and likes D&D stuff, check out Fargrim tonight when it goes live. And yeah. Should I post my Discord server?
Yeah,
Because that's
go for
kind of
it.
where we host Pixel Pals, right? So
Yeah.
Pixel Pals doesn't have its own server because it's two people collabing that
Yeah.
have their own communities, so I think it would be kind of hard to do a third community, to be
Yeah, a little
honest.
bit.
Wait, where do I get the link again on laptop? Help me. How do I do this?
Uh,
Invite
I
people? Is it
think I
that
can
one?
do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it should
found
be.
it.
Yeah.
I post it all the time, but I don't think Ashley's in our server. But anyone who's not in it, that's my server's.
Hell yeah.
Do I Discord server invite link if anybody wants to join? And yeah, you got anything you want to add, Amy?
Thank you for the follow, Ashley, and thank you for the resub, AJ.
Yeah, AJ. Oh my God, only 9 followers to go till we hit 40. Crazy.
Yeah. We're now on 31 followers. Also, AJ has the 3-month cat badge, which has a little crown, and it's adorable.
Oh, I've just noticed that. Oh, that's
It's
cute.
so cute.
I'll be changing my sub badges on November 15th, so keep your eye out for
Yes.
that. My personal sub badges, that is.
Yeah.
I need to give my channel some more love because I have not been streaming as much as I should, but I was very ill recently.
You
So,
were. You were indeed.
all right, everyone, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Next week we will be back to the usual 3 hour streams.
Yeah.
4 hour stream. No, 3 hours?
3.
It's 3 hours, isn't it?
God, I don't have
Um,
the energy for 4.
I mean, you could, depending on the subject, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week with a gaming week, and then the week after that, we'll try and grab some people for a podcast episode. I
Yeah.
really want people who love Expedition 33.
Yeah.
I don't care how many people it is. I would love if you know anyone in your life, Amy, in any servers that you know, like the Knighthood or something that loves Expedition
I
33,
will
you're
have a
like
think.
more than welcome, invite them.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. If not, it'll just be me and Amy yabbering on again. But we've not had a guest for a while now,
Yes.
so I think we should find one.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Good night.
Good
And is there
night.
anyone you want to raid? Anyone
I
online
don't
for
have
you?
anyone on my list.
People just
Um,
no point asking me.
I don't know about you.
Um,
The smallest viewership on my list is 24.
Mine is one or four, but
Oh.
I don't watch these people enough to say that it's safe to raid
Oh,
them.
okay.
So I'll have to look into that for another. We need to start raiding people to
We do.
like spread our name about, but
Yeah.
we stream pretty late, so by the time we're finished, everyone we watch, so like Maria again decided I'm ending stream, and we were like, well, we can't raid Maria.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Yes.
And apologies if we seemed out of it today. It's been a week for both of us,
Yeah.
and we're both very tired, but we did it.
We did
You
it.
know, we did it. We tried our best, and that's all
Yes.
we can do.
Yes.
And we will see y'all soon.
Yes. We'll see you
Good
next
night.
week. Good night. Remember how to use OBS.